Hello, Madam Zara. How are you?
Hello, sir. I'm all right, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Tonight we are going to look at business skills, and with that, you see we are bringing the initiate stage to an end. We are trying to summarize the initiate stage, and this is a key milestone for us. Yeah. So this document will decide if the project will continue or the project will not continue. After the business case, the stakeholders are happy if you convince them enough for the project to roll on, then that's when the project starts. But at this point, everything we have been doing is working hard to initiate this project. And the business analyst is working hard to sell this project to the stakeholder, to sell the solution to the stakeholders. Once you manage to sell this solution to stakeholders, then it means the project starts. And yeah, so, and at this point, because we have two types of business analysts, the business analysts that package this initiate stage, we call them business analysts. They are more like working on business requirements, trying to find a solution to solve the problem. If the project gets approval or the solution gets approval, then the next set is going to be where a technical business analyst will take over. But if you are technical, you can equally manage the project end to end from the beginning to, it means that you are a full-blown business analyst. You are technical business analyst and you are business analyst. Technical business analyst is the person that transforms the business requirements created by the business analyst into technical requirement, business requirement to technical requirement, business analyst, business requirement. Technical requirement requires technical business analysis. So why I'm trying to take time to explain this very well, because if you are looking for a job, you are going to be seeing a lot of work, a lot of adverts saying technical business analyst needed. You'll be wondering which one is technical. I'm a business analyst. Which one is technical business analyst? In some companies that are very large, business analysts, they concentrate on analyzing, solving problems. They are the people solving the actual people solving the problem, because they understand the problem and then find a solution and then create a business case to justify the solution they want to recommend to the stakeholders. And once that is done, the technical business analyst will take over from there, start planning, creating technical requirements. Technical requirements here means product backlog. It starts building product backlog. Product backlog is user stories, acceptance criteria, bug fixing, and other things. We will have other documents like a use case diagram, wireframe, work mock-up, test cases, test scenarios. All these things come within the area where the technical business analyst manage the project. The technical business analyst takes the project equally to the developers. In most cases, it used to like Jira or Azure DevOps to plan and execute with Sprint. If they're not using Sprint or Agile, they can equally Just manage it and deploy it that way. And that's it. Once the project is deployed, then the closure. You get acceptance form. Make sure that the stakeholders sign the acceptance form. Once the acceptance form is signed, then it's a green light to the project manager to come up with a project closure report. Yeah, so let's look at these documents that we can use to bring the initiate stage to an end. That is business case, a very powerful document. You cannot call yourself a business analyst if you have not created at least one business case. It means you have solved one problem for the organization. You've recommended solution for them. Okay. Share my screen. Okay. The business case is a structured document used to justify an investment or initiative. It outlines the problems, proposed solution, benefits, costs, and the risk associated with a project. Its purpose is to provide decision makers with the information needed to approve, defer, or reject the initiative. Just like I said earlier, at the end of initiate stage, a business analyst will come up with a document called business case to justify the solution you have been working on. Yes, the stakeholders, they have the rights to approve. Once approved, it means the project is moving to the next stage, and that next stage is define stage or planning stage. If they choose, they can defer the project to a particular day. They can say, okay, yes, we're happy, but we are not going forward with this project now. We're going to do that in 1 year time. Maybe we don't have the resources or whatever their reason, but it can be deferred, but that is not denial. Then the third one is rejection. They can reject your solution, or they will give you a reason. Maybe they don't think it's viable enough, or they don't think they can afford it, or whatever reason, but they have the right to. So you have 3 different scenarios here after you have delivered your business case. And let's look at what a business case should have. A business case should start with an executive summary, and that should be a snapshot of the whole business case. You just summarize it in a very snappy way. The problem, what you capture is the problem, proposed solution, value, proposition, cost, risk, and recommendation. So some business cases tend to be very voluminous. Depends on the kind of project. So I've seen a business case where almost 30 pages. If you are working on a very big, complex project, For instance, a Crossrail project in London, very Crossrail project. It's so you can the business case can be very voluminous. So you see, directors or public office holders who might be stakeholders waiting to do the approval, they might be very busy people. For instance, let's use a Mayor of London. Crossrail project, yes, that kind of project, the Mayor of London need to see the business case. These kind of people, they are very busy. So what they are looking at, even if they have advisors who are going to work on the document, they still have to look at the document. So you need to have a crafty executive summary that summarizes everything, and that is very important. They might not have time to go through the whole process or the whole content of the business case. A strategic context, how the project support business strategy and respond to market, regulatory, or technology drivers. So, because you've already captured the solution here, you equally need to show how it aligns with the business or the market objective or business objective, regulatory compliance, and how it equally align with other technological stack in the organization. And these are just to give the chief executive or the project sponsor the opportunity to understand it more before going into detail. In some cases, this number 1 and number 2 can be merged into one section, or if you want to be more detailed, you can break them down, strategic context. Then that is when you start breaking everything down. You need to talk about the business need and the problem statement. You need to talk about them. So define the current business core issue or opportunity, current pain point or missed opportunity, impact on business objective, urgency and justification for this action. So these are things you need to capture within the business need and the problem statement. Then you need to shed light on stakeholders involved in this project. Whoever is trying to join this project, for instance, if the project have started going on, whoever is joining, if he's a smart person, a smart business analyst, or a project manager, or whoever, and if you want to understand what we are coming into, then you are going to ask for the business case of the project you are trying to join or take over. With that, it has given you the insights. See all the stakeholders, you already know the stakeholders involved. So identify internal and external stakeholders and their need, influence and expectation, and communication and engagement plan. You see, this why when I keep asking us, agitating for us to follow up in so many booths, I keep on agitating, because any item you miss is going to be very difficult for you when you are trying to draft a business case. If you have jumped the stakeholder analysis, it's going to be difficult for you to have a comprehensive document like this. But if you have been following it one after the other, the way I've been recommending, then all you need to do is just copy paste, put things together and make recommendation, and that's it. Then you have requirement analysis. You need to capture your analysis. You might not put a detailed analysis, but at least high-level analysis. Or if you have a very portable process map, you can put them here. But here you need to capture the current state. All of us should know what current state means or as is means, and to be, we should know what that means, and then capture the gap. We all know what gap is at this point. And then options analysis. So you need to do options analysis. So here, do nothing. If you're analyzing for solution, you can say yes, do nothing. But if you do nothing, then you need to show the reason why doing nothing. You can carry out analysis and tell them, well, I don't see any problem. You will have a reason. Then do minimum, low effort alternative. You need to suggest why maybe within their current process, they need to do little improvement. And then do something, propose solution. So this is where your solution evaluation will come in. You must have done solution evaluation to select a solution. We've done that using Gartner. So you need to mention, carry out all the solutions you propose. You can propose up to 3 solutions within this do something contest. Trade-off evaluation, cost, benefit, feasibility, risk. So these are what we are going to use for your evaluation. We already done that in Gartner. These are key factors we're going to look at while trying to carry out solutions evaluation. And then recommended solution. Mind you, within here we'll capture up to 3 solutions under do something. They are sub of this do something. Then recommended, you come over here. Whichever solution you recommended out of all these options here, then you come down here and elaborate your recommendation. So the options here, scopes and objective, delivery and technological process implication, and why it is the best value fit. So this is where you talk about the scope of the solution you want to you want them to adopt, you are recommending for them, the objective, delivery model, and the technological process involved, and why is the best. And you come down here, optional, you see here, optional, but valuable. If you do not have, it depends on the kind of project, that's why it's optional. In some projects, you might not need it. External factors that validate or influence the project, competitor activity, trend and benchmark, regulatory and customer demand. So this is market analysis, but it's optional. Then cost and benefit analysis. We've done cost benefit analysis where we look at the total cost and the total benefit and come up with net, benefit that will help us, on return on investment, net present value, payback period, whichever method we are using, the end point is we are looking for return on the investment. At least we must show that the return on investment, and that's it. Net present value, payback, how long is it going to take us to realize our money back and start making profits, and sensitivity testing if need be. But the main important thing here is that we must have a return on investment. That is the key here. Return on investment. Other things are just it must be profitable. And then we still need to talk about the risk associated with this kind of projects, the one we know. Risk implementation and value realization. Categorize risk to have technical risk, to have legal risk, to have financial risk. So we need to capture the risk, do our risk assessment, and the likelihood and severity of the risk we know, and mitigation strategies of risk we've captured. Legal, regulatory, and ethical consideration. In today's business, technology applications, most of the application we are using today, implementing for companies, has a lot to do with customers' data, not just customers, people's information data. So we are going to be storing a lot of data, sensitive data that do not belong to us. So we must make sure that whichever solution we are adopting must comply. Compliance and ethics and impact. The compliance will be on data privacy, accessibility, data governance, and legal constraint. Most of them, if we breach any of these data regulatory acts, there is legal consideration. We need to address it. We have what we call fairness, sustainability, and inclusion, especially for AI. And today, we cannot talk about business, or we cannot talk about application without AI or social media platform. So we equally need to state the inclusion, especially AI and social media platform, depending on the project anyway. But it's good to highlight so you know that we have areas like this. Regulatory compliance is very important. We can't just forget about it. And AI, how to use AI is equally important. And social media these are issues related to data and things like that. So, yeah. Then implementation plan. How do we plan to implement it? How long is it going to take? What is the timeline? Who is involved, and responsibilities is good to have. This one is what we call good to have, at this point. But if you provide it, it shows that you've done a thorough job here, making the stakeholders more likely to buy into your solution. That's why it's good. But they see a sketchy business case, they might say you don't even know what you are doing. But if you want to see a detailed work, like some of these things, capture them very well, you give them confidence to, adopt your solution. Once if they're adopting your solution, they are doing you a favor, because in companies, especially if you are on permanent basis, your promotion, your salary increase, your bonus will determine on how many solutions you have delivered. And if they don't approve your solution, you are static. You are not going anywhere. If there is a need to sack or redundant, push some workers into redundancy or sack them, those who are not performing are going to be the first people to be affected. Then evaluations and benefit realization. How impact will be measured and sustained. KPIs and baseline targets, who owns the benefits, tracking and review timeline, when are we realizing this, lesson learned, and closure criteria. So these are equally good to have. It's not a more, but it's good to show how professional you are. And appendix, you might want to add some documents, supporting documents, whichever documents you have, depending on your project anyway, like requirement traceability methods, financial spreadsheet, risk register, technical access, stakeholder, whichever. There's so many documents you can attach, but the one that is relevant, you might end up not attaching any of this one. You might end up attaching only the process map. Depends on the project you are working on. So, but appendix is for you to attach some documents. There are some documents you don't need to bring in here in your report. It might make your report, or it might not be visible in your report. If you have a very lengthy process map, it's going to be difficult to add it in this particular document because it's very, even if you squeeze it, you're not going to be visible. So it's better such documents you attach them on their own originality so that they can view it as an attachment, not within the reports. Yeah, so that's it. This is a template, a guide. This key, I call this key component. What a good business case should have. You can say some of them I say is good to have, but some of them are compulsory, like executive summary cycle. So let's move forward and why is business case important? Informed decision making helps stakeholders weigh the pros and cons of the proposed initiative. Resource allocation ensure that time, money, and effort are directed towards impactful projects. Risk measurement, identify potential challenges early and develop strategies to address them. And then stakeholder buy-in, provide compelling arguments to secure approval and support, which is the main objective of this document. Steps of developing a business case: you must understand the context. You must do a thorough job to understand the context, identify the problem or opportunity, and gather relevant data. Engage stakeholders, collaborate with key stakeholders to understand the need and the expectation. Define objective, clearly articulate what the project aims to achieve, explore options, consider multiple solutions, and evaluate the feasibility, analyze costs and benefits, quantify financial and non-financial impacts, carry out risk assessment, identify potential risk, and outline mitigation strategies. And draft business case. Create a well-structured document summarizing all your findings and review and approve, present to the decision makers for feedback and approval. So a squeezed or summarized business case, you see here implementation of a CRM system, business need, improve efficiency and customer engagement, propose solution, adopt Dynamics 365, cost 35,000 per year, with subsequent years of 15,000, and benefit, enhance productivity, streamline process, and increase revenue potential. Risk, high initial cost, resistance to change, mitigation, comprehensive training and stakeholder engagement, recommendation, approve implementation for long-term business growth. This is just a squeeze. So team for writing a good business case, you must keep it simple, keep it concise but detailed enough to support decision making. So don't, because you need to keep it, you remove all the meat in the, you must have enough meat to support your argument. Don't make it so skeletal, but it needs to be very brief, very smart, very portable. Use data and evidence to back up your claim. Align the project with strategic goal, address potential concern proactively, make it visual, appealing with tables, graphs, and charts. If you can do that, of course, you should be able to do that. Okay, then here we have a detailed business case we can look at as an example if we are planning to create our own. I use PayGo CRM implementation, and if you come to the executive summary, it's very brief, but captures important information. PayGo seeks to transform its lead management operation through the implementation of D365 CRM, currently reliant on manual tools. The company faces inefficiencies, poor data visibility, and lost sales opportunities. This business case presents comprehensive plan for CRM implementation, detailing the strategic alignment, expected benefits, financial justification, risk and execution roadmap. The proposed solution offers a projected return on investment over 100% in the first year, supporting PayGo's ambitious for growth, scalability, and digital maturity. So very brief, but it captures a lot of information. And then strategic contents. In an increasing competitive fintech environment, PayGo must enhance its customer acquisition and engagement process to maintain market relevance and drive growth. The CRM implementation aligns with company strategic goals to scale its customer base efficiently, leverage data-driven decision-making, digitally transform operational process, and prepare for expansion into new markets and services. That is the strategic contents of this particular solution, which is Dynamics 365 CRM. And then business need, problem statements, objectives, which is to automate lead management, qualify and follow up, enable real-time reporting and performance insight, improve lead conversion rates, and support a scalable and integrated business infrastructure. The current challenges. Number one, manual lead tracking via spreadsheet is error prone and inefficient. Reporting is delayed and lack actionable insights. Follow-up are inconsistent, causing mixed sales. No seamless integration with other business tools. And then stakeholders, you will see the list of stakeholders we have here. We'll have stakeholders from sales team, marketing team, and management and IT. So these are the team with their interest and engagement plan, very snappy. And then requirement analysis, which is the as and to be, capture the current process in a high level. So we didn't have a detail. So if we have done a process map, we've done, if it's a very snappy process map, we can attach it here, can capture it within the report. If not, we can just attach it at the appendix. So on a high level, lead management, that is the current process, lead management via spreadsheet and isolated tools. Manual reporting via Excel and updated weekly. No automation or alert for follow-up. Lack of centralized customer data, which is a very big problem for a company in digital age. Then to be, which is their goal, future states with Dynamics 365, they should have a centralized CRM system with automated lead workflow. Real-time dashboard for pipeline and performance. Integration with Microsoft Office Suite and future ERP tools. Structured customer journey and follow-up automation. Then, after the analysis, we've captured the as-is and to be. The gap between the two processes is number one, no lead scoring. Introduce AI-driven lead prioritization via the new process. Delayed updates, that is a problem, and that can be solved through enable real-time sales monitoring via the new system. Limited collaboration enable share visibility across departments. With a solution like Dynamics 365, there will be seamless data communication and accessibility across all departments. And that's it. Then look at options analysis, where we'll have do nothing, maintain current process, which is manual, low cost, but we're not in cons, continue inefficiencies and miss revenue. Do minimal, improve spreadsheet, tracking and email automation, low cost, still fragmented, not scalable. And then improve and also do something which is recommended, implement Dynamics 365 CRM, fully integrated CRM system with higher return on investment, automation, scalability, upfront costs, and training required. So didn't capture other solutions, but at this point, if you want to show list of all the solutions within the do something, like I said, you can capture them. Then recommended solutions. Here is where you talk about the recommended solution here. Implement Microsoft Dynamics 365 sales, fully integrated with Office 365, customizable dashboard, automation workflow, scalable for future expansion, marketing automation, customer service, backed by Microsoft ecosystem and support. These are key reasons to support why we are choosing this solution. And then market and industry analysis, which I say that is optional, but let's look at what they captured here. CRM systems are standard in high growth companies. According to HubSpot in 2024, 91% of companies with over 10 sales rep use a CRM system. Fintech adoption of CRM is rising, especially for managing digital lead and customer prioritization. Microsoft Dynamics ranks as a leader in Gartner Magic Quadrant for Salesforce automation in 2024. So that's market insight. What we've done in Gartner comes in here as well. Cost benefit analysis. Estimated cost is estimated. So software licensing for 10 users, captured it. Implementation services, setup, customization, and migration, capture the cost. Training, staff onboarding, capture the cost. Annual maintenance, support, and optimization. And for 1 year, we see the 35,000. And then year 2 plus recurring, that is 15,000. You see the price. These are 35 plus 15,000. That is for 2 years because of the recurring costs. That's the cost we've captured, and then estimated benefits. So time savings. We've done during the training, we know how to do this. Although I said this, but I've done some more work to improve on that, which is on the lesson notes. If you look at the lesson note, there is, I've done some citation on how to monetize some of these key benefits. Time savings 20,000, increase conversion rate 50,000, reduce data error 10,000, and fast decision making. These are values 15,000, and total annual benefit is 95,000. And return on investment is that is the net gain. And after within 2 to 5 years, the net benefits is 80,000. So 5 years projection, we are looking at return on investment of 380,000 for implementing Dynamics 365 CRM. And then risk assessment. Look at various risks here. User resistance, minimum, and impact, high. The likelihood is minimum because we are not anti-sport here. Some people will tell you I've been in this company for 10 years. We have been using this and it's working. I don't know why it won't, because they don't want to learn new skills. So data migration, most cases will have challenges during data migration. So likelihood, if we have experienced developers, such things will not happen. So likelihood is low. If it happens, the impact is high. So mitigation is testing, backup, and staged deployment. You can use trickle approach instead of big bang. So then we have integration issue low. Microsoft is very good at integration. So Microsoft support and IT readiness. So Microsoft is always good for integration. Budget overrun, medium, clear scope, milestone based tracking. So if you have a clear scope, the likelihood of budget overrun is high, going to be managed very well. Then we'll look at legal, regulatory, and ethical consideration, which is very important as well. You see data protection. CRM will comply with UK GDP standard and for customer data storage and processing. Security, Microsoft Azure Cloud Service offers enterprise-grade encryption and security, making sure that even the company, Microsoft, at times when the data is encrypted, if you don't have the double authentication, even the Microsoft itself cannot access it without that double authentication. And if you, all the Microsoft, they have this double authentication is encrypted, making it very secure. Access control, Microsoft CRM have this role-based access control, making sure that those who doesn't have access will not be able to access the system. That is confidentiality is highly secured. And then implementation plan, you have, like I said, it's good to have implementation plan to show that, yes, we are ready for this. You see, phase one, you see what you plan to achieve in phase one. Phase two, what you plan to achieve in phase two, which is 2 to 3 weeks. And phase three, go live, which is 4 weeks. And then phase four, optimization, which is 5 to 6 weeks. And evaluation and benefit realization plan. Yeah. So have plan on that. Lead conversion, at least targets of lead conversion. How are you going to realize this? Within the cost benefit analysis, you talk about how much you are going to realize through lead conversion, but you must show evidence of readiness for that. How do you plan to do that? Here you see lead conversion, at least 15% conversion every month. Time to respond to lead, minus 30% monthly. And user adoption, meaning that all the staff, everybody that need to use this system is highly trained. And that will be done within 1 month. And then return on the investment review at 60K plus net gain annually. So, and then benefit tracking to be led by sales operatives, quarterly review and dashboard updates, lesson learned reports after 6 months. And then you come to appendix, you capture some key documents you feel that there is need for that. For here, you see the CRM feature comparison metrics, and like the one you generated from Gartner. And if you come here, you see as is and to be process map. Yeah, if it's very voluminous, it's better you capture it as an attachment. And that is it. You've done your business case, and then you present it to the stakeholders for review, feedback, and then approval or deferment or rejection. But with this kind of business case, any serious company will not hesitate to approve it if they have the resources. So that's it. And yeah. So you have a template with this lesson notes. You don't need to come and ask me for templates to create your. This is almost an expo. I'm giving you an expo, you know. So that's what I did here. Although I use Payingo, but it's an expo because Payingo can be changed to Modify. Okay. And yep. So it's expected you guys need to come up with a business case so that we can move to the next stage of this project as soon as possible. Yeah. That is the assignment. You guys come up with your own business case so we can move on. But you cannot tell me you have not seen a business case before. After this lesson note, you have a comprehensive business case, and everything that you need to know about business case in a snapshot. We've covered it. Only if you want to go and start reading textbook too. But we're giving you everything that we think is possible to help you come up with a professional business case. So if you got anything for me, I'm here for you. You want to dash me money, no wahala. Anybody want to send some money to me for Father's Day? Paul, did they send anything to you?
They didn't send anything to me. My son just gave me a card, a handmade card for Father's Day. That's only what that is.
It's like me and you too. My son gave me a card and put £5 on it. Yeah, but I value it because at least from 10 years now, at the age of 10, he started giving me money.
My own, your only card. I didn't receive money. But
before he get to 10 years, go down
give me my money. Yes. I hope so. So where does sir?
Okay. All right.
So
thank you. Yeah.
Please, I can say what you are teaching us is very explanatory, but it's voluminous. Somebody needs to open his head down very well.
So Paul, let me tell you, if you master this very well, you see all these big boys you see in central London wearing suits of £1,000. This is what all of them are doing. There's nothing else they are doing. I'm telling you, I can beat my chest and tell you there's nothing. The highest thing they can do is all this analysis we are doing here. That is what we call consultancy. You know, you hear that someone is working in KPMG. These are highly rated consulting firms. KPMG, Accenture, Pricewater, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, Bugo, all of them, this is what they are doing, all of them there. And so many of them, they get paid between £500 to £700 every day for doing this. So it's not a baby, not a play. We are not playing here. And many Nigerians are thriving in business analysis and project management in this country. Almost every Nigerian that are doing a corporate job, most in IT, if it's not business analysis, it's project manager or related. because we are not yet into programming where we are supposed. So that for programming is still Indians that owns there. But Indians they started encroaching to this business analysis. Amaka, you raise your hand.
Yes, sir. Sir, you said something about business analyst and a technical business analyst.
Mm-hmm.
How do one specialize in one?
Just doing what we are trying to learn it here. We are specialized already. There's no other specialization other than what I'm teaching you here. If you want to specialize, what I mean here is that after this, the first stage of this our bootcamp, which is initiate stage. Once you finish initiate stage, you are a business analyst. You are a business analyst. You can specialize where there is no certification that will tell you are now a business analyst. It's about experience. You build experience. You know, if you want to be a full-blown business analyst that can handle a full project end to end, then you have to continue with our boot camp and then make sure that you plan and deliver the project. And that's it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Oh, it's not a rocket science. You can see already a business analyst, like you can do everything we do in this initiate stage very well. You can capture it very well. You're a business analyst already. If you can carry out initial requirement gathering, stakeholder analysis, initial requirement gathering, document your requirements, model requirements, carry out a thorough requirement analysis, carry out solutions evaluations, carry out cost benefit analysis, and be able to generate a report, a comprehensive report like this. That's it. There's nothing else they are doing. And this is what we call, you are now a consultant. It's all about how far you want to pursue it. So, but you can't just sit and you need to, keep your hands dirty, try to, whatever you say, you do, make sure, not just being a bench warmer. It's not going to happen, just warming the bench. Paul, Olamide,
Yeah, I'm using my second something.
okay.
Sir, concerning the business case you just you are teaching us now. Now, in any problem that a company is facing, are we going to state our analysis like this?
Yeah, this is a generic. You can use this. You can, apply it in any problem, and it's going to come out very fine. Business analysis is an application of framework. Framework, it means that you can apply it in different environments, and it's going to work.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. And like I said, Paul, I promise you I'll work on your this thing. Okay. Oyinda, you raising your hand?
Yes, sir. Just a quick one. Thank you so much. I wanted to confirm. You mentioned something about data analysis. I wanted you to kind of shed a bit of light on that. You said we have to get data to carry out a certain report. So I wanted to know because we haven't interacted.
I didn't say the data analysis. Data is when we've done requirement gathering. That is data gathering, and then requirement analysis.
Okay, I wanted to be sure I heard you correctly because I heard you say something about data analysis. So I needed to.
It's a requirement analysis. Data analysis is different from when we talk about data analysis. Is when you do clean and transform company data and visualize them. But here is different. Is requirements. We call it requirements. Yeah, you get all of them. Raw information is data, but here in business analysis, we call it requirements. And for you to gather data, they call it data collection. You can call it requirement gathering. You can call it requirement elicitation, but that is requirement gathering.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
sir.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.